Hey everybody, this is Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong, and I wanted to share a couple of little TNs or traveler's notebooks that I finished up today. I love these little notebooks. Oh my gosh, they're so sweet. They're so fun to make. Each one, as you can see, is tied with this bright piece of fabric. This one I'm calling the Wise Owl. Of course, it has an owl on the front. I love to use wallpaper as the cover of my traveler's notebooks. And the paper inside, this paper is so awesome. It's just a wonderful weight. It's wonderful to write on. You can see I've stamped the word imagine. And the pages are just, there's plenty of room to write. And there are a few little stamps throughout. And I just put, this is like your educational page since you're a wise owl. And in this one, I found this box of study cards for one of the big like college tests. So this little notebook has, or journal has, a couple of these cards in it so you can have your word of the day. There's a neat stamp, some lined paper. And if you see ink opposite the stamp, believe it or not, I was actually going for that. You're going to see that on several pages, and I think it adds to the character like here. I love that. It just makes the page look older. You can see it here as well. So this is just a fun little traveler's notebook. It's got some fabric and paper tabs, this nice heavyweight paper that's great for writing on. There's a Tim Holtz stamp, another stamp, and then in the center, this is a wonderful old page from a book about leather making tools, and it was so neat. I found several of these. You're gonna smell, whoever buys this book, this page smells like leather. It is unbelievable to me. Someone who worked with leather must have let go of several of their resources as far as books, and this page is just awesome. I love, look at the bottles on this side of the different products. So there's your center page, and then there's just plenty of space to write. There is another word for study, and more stamps. There is the bard himself, Mr. Shakespeare. Just some pretty scrapbook paper. There's a map page so you can get smarter and smarter. Plenty of stamps. Wonderful paper on which to write. There's the other half of that page. This was a page from a book about symbols, all different kinds of symbols and what they mean. And there is that. You will notice on the inside of this one, it is stamped Birdsong. And that has, let's see, 30, 60, let's see, this one has 60 pages. This one has 60 pages as well. This one is a prayer or faith, I will call it, traveler's notebook. On the front, you can see the Dome of the Rock. That is in Jerusalem. It's got some words stamped throughout. There's prayer. This is a beautiful old picture. In fact, I put some washi tape in the center where it looked like the paper was a little bit, it didn't rip at all, but I don't want it to rip. And I have to thank my sweet friend Julie, because she actually asked me if I had thoughts about paper ripping, and she is the one who suggested washi tape, so I really appreciate that. It's funny that she brought that up to me, and I did not anticipate having to use that myself, but I did. Here is an image that is supposed to be Christ, and we will see the other side of that when we get to it. There's the word faith. I love this. You can just see part of a foot. It says Ruth in the barley field. And of course, this is from that picture of Ruth. There's the other side of that. I put some stamps in here that this reminded me of the Crusades, that night on the horse. Not sure what the intention was. There's just a stamp that says Archangel, and here is from an old print, Moses striking water from the rock. And then on this side we have the fall of manna. Some old paintings. There's some beautiful fabric tabs. In this one I tried to tie in some very Middle Eastern looking paper and fabric. There's part of a hymn, Abide With Me, and there's more of the stamping that again I let just bleed a little bit onto the other page. I like it. I mean, it might not appeal to everyone, but I think it adds to the aged look. This paper, and you can see the little stamp there. There's like a clock face. There's another page with a hymn, the word faith. There's a flower in my bird stamp. And that reminds me, someone asked me about my bird stamp, and I knew I had had it for a while. They asked if it was old. I bought this used, and I just love it. You know, I love birds. But I didn't remember that there was a date on this, so I want to share this. Whoever is curious, it's a 2001 Stampin' Up stamp. So you may be able to find one. I don't know, but anyway, that is just a precious little stamp. I love it. So there's some scrapbook paper, and in the center, of course, you see the Virgin and Child, old piece of art. And more paper to write on. The other part of that hymn, just beautiful words. Still all my songs shall be, nearer my God to thee. And there is a fabric tab. That's kind of like, it's a linen. It may be linen or it may be cotton, but it's just really pretty. It's got a little flower worked into it. Anyway, that's really pretty. And just some old images, some old stamps. Plenty of space to write. Here's the other half of that painting. It says The Light of the World. Holman Hunt, 1827 to 1910. So this is the University Prints of Boston. There's another old stamp. Another fabric tab. There's the other part of that print of Ruth in the barley field. And there's that one. I love the cover of this. That's a piece of wallpaper as well. And again, these are 60 pages. They're going into the shop. Thank you so much for stopping in. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be listing a lot of things. I've just got a lot of inventory, and I need to get some things listed and get them out of here. So look for some listings, and I will see you next time. Bye.